The Walther SF or steel frame series is Walther's entry into the world of performance shooting machines. Walther had been known for a long time for the amazing triggers on the Q4 and Q5 or the PPQ type pistols, but with the Q4 and Q5 SF variants, they added significant weight to the frames. The Q4 represents the performance, duty, or concealed carry type pistol. I'm David with Gun Deals, and we're looking at the Walther Q4 SF. Now, the Walther Q4 SF is a super premium pistol, and it is very obvious when somebody puts the suitcase that the gun comes in front of you at the counter at the gun store, and you see it comes with 3 magazines, a mag loader, a cleaning kit, a bunch of manuals and literature that you're not going to read. As soon as you pick it up, it's immediately clear that this gun is unlike any of the other $500 or $600 production guns that are excellent in their own right on the counter. And the reason I say that is the machining tolerance on pretty much everything that you interact with on the pistol feels tighter. There's more positive feedback on like the mag catch and the slack in the trigger and even the slide release. Just the gun is super premium. You look at the sights are super well machined, very precisely machined, and it comes with an adjustable target rear. And that's a big deal because if you're somebody who is shooting a $1,350 pistol, which is what these guns currently street for in the third quarter of 2021, then you're gonna wanna be able to make the sights adapt to whatever your load is. The thing you might not be crazy about, and I can imagine some of you would be upset, is it is an all black set of sights. I personally love target sights, but the most important thing is how crisp the edges are on the front sight post and in the notch. You can aim very precisely with these sights, which contributes to exceptional accuracy, and the frame supports exceptional accuracy with how the gun sits in your hand. Since the frame is machined out of steel, it can kind of flow into your hand, and it just feels very, very good to get a good grip on. And then when you build the support hand, it's just the ergonomics of the pistol are very squared away with how the trigger guard comes and meets the frame. It's just very well done. The one thing that's not well done is unfortunately the grips that come on the gun. They are made out of plastic, and if you actually do carry this, which you see it's got a weapon mounted light because I carried this in a Filster floodlight holster, the perspiration from your stomach will gather on this plastic grip, so when you just present it randomly for the first draw at like range when you're practicing, the grip is going to be a little bit slippery. Not to worry, because Lock Grips is making G10 aftermarket grips for these, and they are exceptional and they increase the traction. So while the gun is only $1,350, you do probably need to go ahead and budget a set of Lock Grips as well, because they are a significant improvement to what comes on the gun stock. The gun comes with 3 15-round magazines, and Walther mags are super high quality, and they show it when you go to buy them because they're about 45 to 50 bucks. That said, the magazines are easily available since the PPQ mags have been around for forever, and you can get 17-round mags to fit into the gun as well. One oversight, which is kind of annoying on a $1,350 pistol, but the CZ Shadow 2 Optics Ready does it as well, is that it doesn't come with any adapter plates required to mount red dots on the pistol out of the box. That said, Walther will send you a plate of your choosing from their web form that you can fill out to mount red dots on the gun, and that's pretty nice. The plates are an MOS style plate where the plate is threaded into the slide and then the optic is threaded down onto the plate, but the machining is very well done, and most importantly, there is good male-female machining on the bottom side of the plate, which removes the stresses on the bottom set of screws holding the plate on from the gun being in recoil. So it's a very well thought out optics plate. Getting into the controls and the trigger and all of those things that are very important. I mean, as I mentioned, when you first feel the gun, like the controls are precision done. The button is very large, but it's not in the way of your support hand. I've never inadvertently dropped magazines because of how the grip is shaped. Like, I don't even get close to getting onto the button. Even when I shoot support hand only, I'm not anywhere close to the button. So it's a great size to get at. You don't have to tear up your grip too much to get onto it, but it works exactly as it's supposed to. And the mag catch is swappable to the other side of the pistol, so if you're a left-handed shooter and want to use your thumb to drop magazines, that option can be available to you as well with just a little bit of work. But what you won't have to do as a lefty is worry about the slide release, because the slide release is accessible on both sides of the pistol, and it is functional on both sides of the pistol, so that is very well done as well. The paddle is quite large on the slide release. It's very easy to sweep with your strong hand thumb when doing emergency reloads. You're probably tired of hearing me say it, but it's very well designed. The trigger is what people always crow about when they talk about Walther pistols, and this gun is absolutely no exception. The weighting of the slack or pre-travel when you're defeating the firing pin block safety is very light, it is predictable, it is linear, it's very smooth, and then it comes to a very, very hard wall. You can see I'm just sitting on the wall there and I'm slowly building pressure, waiting and waiting. There is a tiny, very, very small amount of creep, and eventually it will, there's the creep and then it goes. Practically speaking, that creep is if it's never there. The only way you'll even notice it is if you very slowly and methodically just keep applying more and more and more pressure, and then eventually you'll get a small amount of wiggle right before you break the shot. In practice, when you're shooting fast, you won't even notice it. This gun is super easy to shoot accurately. Now, the trigger on this example of the pistol is pulling at just over 5 pounds on my Lyman digital trigger scale, but Walther sells their own trigger kit for the gun if you did want to change the trigger shoe shape and lighten up the trigger even further. As it is out of the box, it is an exceptional trigger and very well suited for home defense, concealed carry, or honestly just shredding targets on the range. The trigger is squared away. Off the range, if you were to carry this in a holster, it is a 40-ounce gun, so it is really going to put a stress on your belt. You're going to need a quality gun belt to carry a 40-ounce pistol. Now, you've probably noticed that I have a weapon-mounted light on this because I have actually been carrying this pistol in the Filster floodlight holster. So while a compact gun with a full-size light looks silly, it gives me some holster support, and that's worth mentioning because holster support for this gun isn't the best right now. If you're going to shoot an outside the waistband holster, there's a ton of Q5 holsters that will work for the Q4, but if you wanted to carry it inside the waistband, then you're going to have a harder time finding holsters. Now, I'm using a universal holster for carry for it, which in the form of the Filster floodlight. I can put this TLR1 on any gun and it will fit in this holster, and I can carry it inside the waistband. This holster is set up with a claw and 2 discrete carry concepts clips, so I can carry it inside the waistband at appendix, no problem. If you want a holster for a gun without a light on it, that's where it starts to get tricky because I only found 2 makers right now that are making holsters specifically for the Q4, and that's Red Hill Tactical and Tier 1 Concealed. Now, whether your goals are shredding paper targets or concealed carry and just knowing you've got a super squared away concealed carry pistol that can be a bullet hose if you need it, the Q4 really delivers on it. And while it is a very, very expensive pistol, it is hands down the nicest striker fired gun that I have ever handled. Like, no questions, full stop, no excuses. Like, it's obvious to me why this gun is so expensive. And honestly, I would say it's worth it. I think it compares very favorably to like the Staccato line of pistols. I think the Q4 hangs right there with them in quality. So it's a super pleasant shooting gun. It balances quite well since it's not a 5-inch gun, it's a 4-inch gun and has nearly a full-size grip. It really is a sweet spot in shootability, concealability if you can deal with the weight, and it's something you can brag about. You can take it out of the safe and just feel proud about owning it. It is an amazing gun. So sound off in the comments. Would you ever spend $1,350 on a concealed carry pistol like the Q4 SF? Let me know in the comments below and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.